Alex here, and in this video I'm going to be going over how to utilize Skema's floor plan generative layout functionalities. Now, there's a few things you need to have created before you can utilize these exact functions. The first is you need an actual building or massing created within Skema itself, and within the floor plan itself there's two things you must need, and there's one thing I would recommend you having. So the two things you must have modeled are your interior circulation space, and this can be modeled in any way, and it can follow any route. You just must have it modeled within the floor plan, and you must have the spaces modeled out where you want the unit generations to occur. Now you can create these spaces simply by selecting the space icon in the toolbar and simply drawing the space on the floor plate itself. But these two items you must have, and one thing I recommend having are any other elements, whether it's cores or staircases, vertical circulation, mechanical utility space, any other elements that you know must be on the floor but maybe aren't included in your catalog. I would recommend modeling those as well. Now, when you have all these elements modeled on your floor plate, to add a generative layout is really simple. All you need to do is select one of the spaces you've modeled on your floor plate itself, and again, this is a space where you want units or elements to appear, you want a layout to generate. And I'm going to go to the right side of my screen and select the plus add button right to the right of where it says no auto layout. So I'm going to select add, and the first thing you need to do is add a catalog. Now select any catalog you want to use or utilize within the space. We are just going to use Skema Residential. So once you have this catalog selected, what you're going to do is click this select button here, and then you're going to select the internal circulation that you modeled. This is why you must have not only the space modeled out where you want units to be, but also internal circulation. So let's select this button. Let's select the internal circulation space, and you can see within a second or so you get an initial layout generated. Now, taking a look at this unit mix summary, you can see what the tool has done is evenly dispersed every element and unit within the catalog on the layout itself. But to alter this, what I can do is simply select, again, this entire space where I have the layout generated. I can go in and right to the right where it says auto layout, I can select the edit button. So if I edit this, I can go in and alter the unit mix. Let's say I want 50% studios and 50% one beds, and then I can go in, I can churn off any specific elements I have within these unit classifications, and then I can churn off any of these other units for this section of my floor. And you must have a total of 100% unit mix. So if you're under or over, a layout will not generate. But once you do get to this new unit mix, I can go to the right side of my screen and select the distribute button. And here I can go take a look at my layout, and now I can see something that aligns a little bit more with my desired unit mix. Now, you may notice that within this unit mix itself and within this generative layout, I still have open space, and not every unit may perfectly align to the floor plate or the geometry that is created, but that's okay, because once I am good with this initial generation, I can select the Release Units button on the right side of my screen, and then I can simply go in and start to move, manipulate, and really be specific with the design of my layout itself, and I can start to do other edits as well, whether it's moving, whether it's morphing, whether it's simply dragging and dropping in units from the rest of my catalog. I have the ability to fully design this floor plate. Now, along with creating generative layouts with units and other elements from your catalog, Skema also has the ability to create a generative parking layout as well. And to do this, you follow the same steps as you would for the generative layout. What you need to do is have your massing created, you need to be on a floor, and you must have a space modeled out for where you want this parking generation to occur. So within the space itself, you can see I have it classified as parking. Again, I'm going to follow the exact same steps as before. I'm going to select the plus add button, but instead of having it at residential, I'm going to go to the parking tab, and when I select this, you will see that the layout is just automatically generated. Now again, I can still go in and alter and change this. So how about I select this space here. Again, I'm going to select the edit button, and let's alter the stall mix. Now similar to the unit mix, it must total 100%. So if I alter a little bit of it, I need to add a little bit more to it. If I just hit enter, I'll get a new space generation within my parking, as well as generative layouts within my unit and catalog.